Hello, hello, are we on?
Yeah, I guess so. That we are.
Seems like. Welcome to Speed Gaming channel. You're watching Superman Sunshine Any Percent race between GrinchSMB against froidtofu. I'm Samuraman as a commentator, and joining me is Larvitar. Hello.
Good morning for the American viewers here, and I guess as well. So
So, go,
yeah,
go
go,
ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, no, no. I said the words. You go ahead.
Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
We have a probably pretty close match coming up. Grinch having a really low 121 assist PB and being capable of a better time, obviously. And Freud Tofu. I'm not sure how active he has been as of recently, but he has been a pretty highly ranked player in I think 2015 or 16, and still has a really good time with mid 117. And we're seeing both runners doing the simple airstrip movement, a simple airstrip movement with spin jump dive. It's not really difficult to mess things up, and the difference in airstrip will be relatively neglectable.
Yeah, the start of the Sunshine Run is more or less just nothing else but cutscenes for 7 minutes, and gameplay is roughly less than a minute. So it's nice to every time you reset, you might have a short break every time.
Yeah, I mean, many people are deterred away from running Sunshine because of the long opening cutscenes. But, well, when you're getting used to them, it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, you have effectively 20 seconds of gameplay in Airstrip, and then a roughly 3-minute break. But then the fun shines are coming up, like Bianco 2 or Bianco 4, that I have very movement intensive, that are really movement intensive as well. And talking about the movement, Simon, do you want to explain what movement is mostly seen from these runners then?
So yeah, they just pick up Flood, which is gonna be their main tool for moving around in the stages. Starting off in every stages, they will most likely do a water slide. For that to work, they need to get hit by water or just use a Flood to initiate the water slide, which is the passive movement they can have in the start of the every stage. And Vlad giving you some of the nicest abilities like hovering, turbo nozzle, which you unfortunately don't see in any percent, then rocket nozzle, which is seen in the end of the run.
Yeah, only one time, and we will probably get, or you will probably get back to it later if they are actually there.
Yes.
Noting this, for basically every other instance where you don't water slide, you want to maximize your rollout times as much as possible, as I think it's... I'm not quite sure how much faster it is than diving, but it's actually a decent bit, and sometimes just doing jump dives and a rollout is faster for really short distances than a water slide is. But well, it's just minor optimizations we might see from Tofu that will separate him from Grinch's gameplay.
Yeah, it's always those minor differences in a gameplay, whether you use a water slide or just a regular jump dives. So right now, this is the cutscene that is basically the longest cutscene you see in a whole run.
It's roughly like I think it's about 2 minutes 50 long. Then you have to mash one text box, and then have another approximately 20-second cutscene. So, well, really explaining the plot isn't, I think, really important, as the plot is rather quite simple. Mario, Princess Peach and Toadstool Princess Toadstool just want to have a nice vacation. So Bowser and Bowser Jr., who's conceiving the entire island as he pretends to be Mario, polluted the entire island, and yeah, basically all the Shine Sprites have gone, and Mario is really trying to returning them back. It's not really that much of a complex plot.
Yeah, the plot is just, well, Mario gets thrown in jail. He has to clean the beach. That's the plot, basically, almost.
Though there's only one cleaning mission itself, so it's weird.
It is, definitely. And how the Piantas misunderstand Mario as a Shadow Mario.
I think someone mentioned it before, even in a race, that they might be colorblind and don't really see how different Shadow Mario looks from the regular Mario, but one of them has a magical paintbrush and the other has not, and yeah, the plot doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it doesn't matter, it's still a Mario game.
Yeah, it's a Mario game. So in a start, you probably noticed that they started movement immediately with the water slide, and one of the fastest way would be that you change to hover nozzle immediately and start hovering, then dive from there. The consistent way is using the regular nozzle, then change to hover nozzle while you spray, then dive. It's a little bit consistent, maybe few frames slower if any, but it's consistent for getting a water slide every time.
Yeah, I think VMan 3000 back then found that out, and I think people have said that it's even faster, although it wouldn't really make sense. Though,
yeah,
of course, there are huge benefits to doing this over just a regular hover slide, and possibly missing it.
Yeah, that can make a difference when you don't get a water slide with just a hover nozzle.
froidtofu missing the only spot in the M that doesn't lead up to a goop slide, and thus he missed a quick kill and loses more than 10 seconds. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's like one of the the simplest, I think, for the quickest skills for Shadow Mario. He unfortunately missed it, and Shadow Mario got to that different checkpoint, should I say. So he takes the longer route to go back to statue. Oh, what a bonk by Grinch.
That was quite... well, it seems like he just tried to be more than optimal and did it like not 1 or 2 frames too early, but very just
That's barely. That was an interesting jump, I have to say. I think he had a little bit different angle he's used to have from the spider bounce.
Yeah, it's weird, the spiders RNG, and you have to basically adapt to every possible situation that might come up, and well, sometimes the spider's nice and it's pretty easy, and sometimes it's just throws you off.
Yes, and sometimes there's those situations happening like you think where the spider is, and if the spider is not there in that spot, it might have clicked out of bounds, which is really rare, but it can happen. And by that spider RNG and movement, Tofu takes a lead back. So
I just realized we didn't explain spam sprays. Maybe it would be also a good idea to...
yes, so the regular nozzle has just if you slightly hold it down, or just hold it down all the way, the R button, you just do a normal spray. But however, if you hold it all the way down and press A, you do a backflip, and at the same time that's a spam spray. You don't do that, however, that backflip, but you can do it mid-air by jumping and pressing R and A at the same time, which is super useful in speedruns.
Yeah, people who might have not known this, when they see a run, they will probably get a bit frustrated in shines like Manta or Serena 6, in which they are inherently easier with spam sprays than they are regularly.
Yes, I'm fairly sure in a casual perspective or your first playthrough, you weren't aware of spam spraying, and it was rough time to beat Manta, Ray, and Serena 6.
Coming up, we have the first secret shine, and that's basically all. And a secret is a section in each world. There are a bunch of them that have no flood in it, and you have to do some platforming, not platforming puzzles, but just a bunch of platforming, which is mostly. Well, Bianco 3 is a really simple one. You just jump forwards and do a bunch of dives and rollers as well.
Yes, those blocks and moving platforms are always in the same cycle, so you don't have to worry about them as long as you have just the movement down and you don't mess up any there.
So both of the runners are going to fight the third polluted piranha, but this time they will do something special, which is called travel skip. As they in the first round they just defeat the polluted piranha normally, like they used to do it before. Then in the second round they position themselves, as you can see, froidtofu doing it and Grinch right now, further back, and during the and while the polluted piranha is basically dying, they enter Bianco and hopefully skip the movement from going to Rico to Bianco again. And both runners get it.
Very nicely done from both of the runners. If you didn't manage to get that, you would be ending up next to the Rico Harbor and just watch the cutscene.
Well, you technically watch both cutscenes just at the same time. froidtofu doing some interesting movement. I couldn't quite see what went wrong there, but
I think he missed a jump dive there. It's being jump dive. These red guns are always so fun to watch.
They're utilizing, or Grinch has just utilized something that is called a momentum spin jump, and you can do them by buffering a spin input before or while you're on. When you roll out on a slope, for instance, you get a bunch of momentum, and you can convert this momentum in a momentum spin jump when you have buffered it or done. Oh, you haven't turned heavily that you lose all the momentum.
Yes, that can happen. And should we talk about a little bit of RNG? This game actually has quite a much RNG, and we're getting to this shine that has like one of the highest risks to reset your runs, because Purity Piranha Revenge Match is I think it has over 700 different patterns he can fly through the whole Bingo Hills area.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Most of them can lose like 10 to 20 seconds possibly. But there are some, if one of them is getting really unlucky, that yeah, they can be quite a bit behind.
And from what I remember, the worst possible pattern you might have loses you like over a minute, even more than more.
Yeah, it can be quite substantial. Grinch getting a decent first spot and Freud getting a spot that can lead to a fairly decent pattern.
Yes, and every time you knock off PD, he may be giving you a tornado, losing you a couple seconds every time. And that's also luck, RNG.
Yeah, it loses like 3 seconds per tornado or 2 seconds.
So it seems like Grinch is gonna have a decent RNG. From this spot, PD only has one direction to fly to.
Oh really? Does he?
I'm pretty sure it's just the one direction he can fly to. Then Frode has like 4 different directions PD can fly to.
One of them being actually extremely good, that would even pull him ahead.
That is a good luck for Tofu. Both of them are.
Yeah, both patterns were pretty decent.
Yes, both of the patterns are really decent. Grinch not getting tornado, and Tofu getting tornado.
I think this is a sub 17 Bianco for Grinch, which is a pretty decent time.
Yes, that's usually like the standard time you want to have by leaving Bianco Hills 5. Just barely there.
Yeah. If only the spider was decent. So being like 5 seconds ahead, both runners go to Gelato Beach, which used to be a pretty horrendous world. Some of you might remember the old times before a trick called Gelato Beach Skip was found by Tova. More than 4 years ago actually, which basically utilizes a coconut and the amazing collision in this game to clip through the roof in Gelato Beach to collect the 8th shine of the world.
Yes, that shine is always a physical sign there, and for many years people have tried to find a way to get it, because everybody knew it's a physical. And then one day, Topal found it, and that's when Gelato Beach Skip has been skipped.
Yep. It even saves like, I think roughly 10 minutes. But it used to be 10 minutes back then, but I don't know how much this would be with the improving skill of the players in Gelato. But Gelato is boring enough that we don't want to try to look how much exactly this skip saved.
Yes, Gelato Beach Skip saving so much time and trouble going through basically. Well, Gelato Beach shines are nothing else but not roller coaster. I mean, like
and
other scrollers, yes, from birth.
And pretty annoying shines.
There's a couple of shines with our high amount of RNG, Gelato 2 and Gelato 6, and both of the runners getting a first try.
Yeah, that's
very nicely done.
That's pretty decent. The timing can. It's not really that difficult of a trick, but it can. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, and both players being really synced.
Let's sync, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, now if you've done the skip, you need to remember to scroll left for Shadow Mario. Beating Shadow Mario in every stages will float the Delfino and open Corona Mountain. That's the goal of the run, to get to Corona Mountain and beat the game.
Yeah, we might should have mentioned it before, that you have to beat every Shadow Mario in the game instead of collecting a certain amount of shines. Freud getting a pretty decent Shadow Mario. Not the quickest kill, but still a really solid Shadow Mario.
So that's it for Charlotte Peach. Never seen again.
Luckily.
And now they're gonna go to Pienta Village. If you're familiar with the game, you probably noticed that Pienta Village 5 episode 5, you cannot do it because you don't have a Yoshi. Well, years and years and years ago, there's a skip called Yoshi Skip found, so you don't have to get Yoshi to enter that secret. It used to be also a reset point for many runners because runners weren't at all familiar with the Yoshi Skip. There were setups and nobody was consistent at it. And nowadays, there's many setups, consistent, and older setups being still good. So people have been getting better at the skip from time to time.
One thing we should have mentioned here is that this shrine has some RNG, not really major one, and
well, speaking of that, both of the runners getting that first possible luck with the last main jump.
I think the only difference in their patterns were the second pamphlet, which is barely a difference anyway. So yeah, this keeps the race quite tight. So
yes, in Grinch, if Grinch got a better RNG, this would tie the race. It makes a couple of seconds difference, and only RNG, or like should I say, the chain jump that matters, is the last one. The first and second don't matter. It's the third one.
Well, they matter, but it's like 1 or 2 seconds of a difference. So
yeah, and different strats for every movement they do. Yeah. And well, who is this guy?
That's Piantissimo. Is he relevant in this game? Maybe in 120 in Pianta, but that's about it. He's just, well, a racer, and we are faster, so yeah. A pretty lame shine, overall.
I always like those runners who manipulates the Pianissimo's movement.
I know one runner that imitates it, and his race will be in 20 minutes actually, and it will be a fun race as well. But now we have Tofu and Grinch running, and well, Piantissimo doesn't really change the lead substantially or something. Maybe a few frames, if at all. So the Tofu is still ahead by, I would say, 8 seconds, maybe a bit more.
Somewhere around there. And now, Peanut Village 3, you're supposed to go underneath the village normal way and go under there to get to the blood, but runners are using invisibility frames by getting hit by the wind and using those invisibility frames to get over the burning goop. If you get hit by that goop, you're stuck there because you're burning yourself. The only way you will survive that is getting lucky by the blob enemy, which name I still don't know.
Swooping Stews, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, the use of the invincibility frames save about, excuse me, I think 1 minute from going the intentional way. So yeah, an oversight by the developers, but I think it would be quite ridiculous if they had just intended this one way to beat Pianta free.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of want just to let those different ways to be there, because you can use a big ball, a big 3 left side to get to the blood, or you can use water in the middle of the stage and use that to spray goop a little bit off.
Yeah. This shine has, well, minor RNG, but I think froidtofu got the best one, which saves like only 1 second from the RNG Grinch has got. RNG being what pattern or what path the chain chomp wants to go.
Yes, and here in the end, they both manipulate him to go to the path, which it's reversing, then hitting the chain at the end like that, like Grinch did, and forces him to go jump on the pool.
Yeah, it's not much of a time save as well, like 5 seconds, I guess.
That can make a difference in a race.
Well, they can make a difference in this race at least. Both
Definitely.
runners being really close, like I think less than 20 seconds apart. And if this shine, the shine that has Yoshi Skip, as Samu explained before, it also has quite a lot of RNG, namely the last Pianta, the last Chuckster that can have a pretty slow cycle, and yeah, if he's slow enough. Oh, I got a bit distracted by the
almost. Very nicely done by Tofu.
Yeah. That was a clean Yoshi skip. But still, when the last Chuckster is really slow, you have the chance to talk to him before he has to make an entire round about the one block. Clean Yoshi skip by Grinch as well. And it can save like 20 seconds or 15 to 20 seconds plus.
I think Tofu had it, but he probably hesitated.
Yeah. This one throw can be really weird. I've missed
all
it
of the all of the Chuckster's movement is completely random. The moment they stop, when they start moving, it's completely random. And that last Chuckster was Grinch. If for just a little bit better luck, he would have had Chuckster like over that block there, so he would have got the cycle we call early cycle, and it's like less than 10% chance to get it in a run.
Oh,
it's very rare.
Grinch Chuckster is stopping right now. At least he doesn't stop for long. But I think he attempted a rat bounce, which is you jump on a.
Oh no! Really?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate. He had a wrong angle.
Yeah, it was slightly off, and that's an unfortunate death. It's really also losing a lot of time, which it's sad. The race was really close.
Yes, it's really sad to see.
That means that Tofu, who is in Pianta 6, really movement intensive shine, has quite the comfortable lead. Well, but of course it's a race and it's not over till it's till they have till the last ground pound on Bowser.
So right now Tofu is in a Pianta Village 6 episode. You have to spray all of the pianas and talk to mayor of this village to get the sign. Usually runners are looking at the time like when they enter shine is like 2 minutes left and roughly 10 seconds. With the current strats, we know.
The 209 is really respectable for Tofu. Really decent time, considering how easy it is to lose well 3 to 4 seconds quite easily.
The race is still not over. There's still so many stuff coming up, like EYG, Impina Park, Honey Skip, Noki Bay, Sirena RNG. There's still a lot to come.
Yeah. Tofu is going to be the second Shadow Mario, and he goes for a quick kill. Gets it. It's not really that difficult of a kill.
You always want to have that specific distance from the Shadow Mario to be able to get the maximum amount of shots, should I say? Bit blunt.
Well, enough hits.
Enough hits, yeah.
Grinch Pianta 6 not being as fast as Tofu's, but still a decent time. Maybe nerfs come into play as well, but it's not a bad time at all.
So Tofu is applying this skip called Honey Skip, and it seems like he's getting it. Should be nice setup. So basically, you enter a cutscene in the same frame, and within that same frame, you die, and the cutscene technically plays there in the background, but really it doesn't because you die. Then you just skip. Then you have already skipped the cutscene, and you just enter Pina Park. Saves 10 to 15 seconds, depending how well you do the setup.
Yep, it's a pretty linear setup, but it's frame perfect, but it's not as difficult as a frame perfect trick might sound like.
Yes, and there's another cutscene here. Tofu just did, skipping that long cutscene where Mecha Bowser is racing up from the pool, I guess. And why is that called Honey Skip? It's because a runner named Honey SM64 found it.
Yeah, a few years ago, even. There are many tricks that have been found. Well, like some over 5 years ago, some a bit less, but most of the stuff is like at least more than a year old.
Tofu missing those 2 rockets in a start, so he cannot get the quickest kill with Mecha Bowser.
Grinch going for Honey Skip as well.
And Tofu skipping the cutscene as well in the end of the fight. That would be like 3 minutes long if you happen to watch it.
Yeah. Luckily we skipped those as well. We don't want this. Grinch getting a clean Honey Skip as well as Tofu. It's really respectable that both runners went for it, especially as it's still a race and game overing can happen, and Honey Skip requires 1 life, and hopefully, and considering Grinch has died already in Pianta 5, he will have to play really carefully if he dies another time, because game overing basically means in this race that it's pretty much froidtofu's run to lose.
Yes, a game over is not a good thing in a Shiny run. What happens is that you go back to that save point you saved on, and in this case, if you don't have a memory card on, you start way back from airstrip. So you pretty much, in most cases, I'm pretty sure you forfeit a race if you game over in a race. Hopefully that's not gonna happen in a race.
You can just pull a 1-up for life and do another run and finish the race then. Though I think Tofu has a memory card in. He saved accidentally on airstrip. I'm pretty sure.
You can always have a memory card on and have a backup save there immediately if you start dying. In Grinch's case, he will probably put on a memory card if he dies 1 time anywhere.
Yep. Coming up for Tofu is Pinna 3, which is the most movement-intensive shine in Pinna Park, at least.
Yes, and it has
go
actually...
ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. The boats are on a cycle, and I think Tofu missed a spin jump first and has to improvise now, which can be quite tricky, as well as he unfortunately got a butt slide and fell off.
Yes, in butt slide animation you cannot do anything. And speaking of the cycles, yes, there's always in the same cycle. If you manage to keep up with the strat, you can actually make that cycle get on a boat and get a spin jump out of that. Unfortunately, a butt slide happened, so he has to improvise his movement now. Oh no! That's like another slide that can happen.
Yeah, that's also...
You cannot hover, even if you can hover in that animation.
Yeah, I think he actually hovered, but... Oh, damn it, okay, I just got distracted by this backup. I have not seen it before, and...
Very smart backup to get out of the water quickly.
Yeah. Grinch finishing up Pinna 2, which... Well, it was a secret we haven't really talked about, but that's because it was a pretty easy shine or easy secret, and it's cycle based, but you can easily make the cycle if you're a runner at this skill level.
Yes, and speaking of the cycle, you can make the fastest cycle on those first platforms when you get up there, but it's been TAS'd and you cannot make it all the way to end because you have to wait for those red platforms to come back again.
Anyways, Grinch is going to go to Pinna 3, while Tofu is defeating these
wannabe Yoshis.
Oh yeah, this shine unlocks Yoshi, and it's the worst shine in Pinna, for at least in my opinion. And Pinna has already...
I feel like he has to improvise if he wants to get a 1 cycle.
Yeah, he's just taking it safe, getting a 2 cycle, and defeating 3 of the Koopas right now. And
he didn't manage to wake up the first one, so it kind of messed up his cycle and strategy. So he had to improvise if he wanted to go for 1 cycle. It's nice to see every runner having their own way to do the movement for Pinna Park 4 for 1 cycle. Grinch is done with Pinna 3, and if he's getting 1 cycle, he can catch up a little bit for Tofu. So right now, Tofu is done with Pinna Park 4. That spawns Yoshi everywhere in a game. So because of doing that, you have to do that. And after that, I'm pretty sure both of the runners are very comfortable with Pinna Park 3 way to do a EYG. It's a skip that skips Pinna Park 5 shine completely, saves roughly a minute, but it can be a risky in a run because it can go wrong because of the Stu's movement is sometimes hard to manipulate.
Yeah,
Grinch didn't manage to get a 1 cycle. He was close there.
Yeah, it was looking really close, but he unfortunately couldn't. I think he got hit during the ground pound. I couldn't quite see, but Tofu.
Yeah, he got hit during ground pound, so that cancelled it.
Yep. So
Tofu, do you want to explain EYG or should I? It's a really complex.
Yeah, it's a lot of explaining needed.
Yes, so first of all, he needs a Yoshi, and he has to be purple Yoshi to make a platform that moves forward, and the enemy has to be facing that direction where you want the moving platform to go to. And Tofu did it correctly. Then he has to eat the fruit and change his Yoshi to orange to enter the secret. But why is he on a platform, Lapitar?
Oh yeah, the thing is, for some reason, only the Yoshi go round and the little area behind the entrance is actually loaded and has no invisible barrier there. And an invisible area already suggests that you can't walk through it. So he has to create a platform which for some reason can break the barrier, and only on this platform he can actually move without getting stuck.
That was a good explanation. So yeah, also in a moving platform, you want to make sure you don't leave it because it's a dead zone, so you cannot move anywhere there, and that there's a risk, a really high risk that, sorry, that you may soft lock your game, and if you soft lock mid-air, you cannot pause mid-air, so you're done. You're done because you cannot pause mid-air and leave the stage.
I think though that soft locking on on 3YG is not really that common. It's just more clipping through and landing in the water and drowning or dying instantly. I think Grinch.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Oh, that is.
He didn't get on a platform in time.
I think he had a or his angle was pretty off, and he just ground pounded a little bit too late and overshot the platform and couldn't get on it.
Yes, and now he has to get a purple Yoshi back. There is still a Turian. That's his only Turian left. There's only 2 Turians in a pitch. So Tofu is already done with Peanut Park. We missed the Shadow Mario kill.
Yeah, he got a quick kill that's pretty solid. And I think we have. I think he had also a pretty cool save in the 6 in the secret that we have brushed over, but it happens.
Oh no, Grinch! What happened there? That's Stu actually. The way the Stu moved there, he went out of bounds, and when there's like no ground below Stu, it just disappears and dies.
That sets Grinch really far behind, unfortunately. EYG is there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, so it's nothing really that is that is shameful or something when messing up. It's just unfortunate. It wasn't really close. It was a really close race, apart from the Pianta 5 death, which also had a slightly off angle. That's really unfortunate that Grinch has lost approximately 3-4 minutes to having slightly bad angle.
There is a version difference for EYG that with a Yoshi you can store a fruit in an English versions, which you cannot do in Japanese version, and both of the runners are on Japanese version.
So, well, it doesn't really matter that fruit storage is a thing when both are playing on Japanese.
Yeah, the only difference would be that if he noticed he wouldn't be able to get on a platform, he wouldn't have eaten the fruit with a fruit storage.
The thing is, he almost got on the platform, but overshot it. It's really unfortunate. So
yeah, it is.
Tofu going to go into Riku 2, blooperless, and I think he's going to do the blooperless race, blooperless as well. Blooper race, blooperless as well.
Blooperless.
That's a lot of bloopers and bloopers. There are 2 checkpoints he has to hit during the race. So when he goes through the finish line, the race counts as fully completed.
If you do the race with a blooper, there's only 1 checkpoint you have to worry about, because the second checkpoint you will pass by anyway.
Yeah, it's the positioning of the checkpoints is kind of questionable, but we will take it. It was a solid blooperless by Tofu as well, so he saved time over doing the race blooper. Unfortunately, I have to leave now, as the other match requires a commentator as well, and we are lacking commentators. It's quite problematic. But good luck to both of the runners. for the rest. Hopefully, Grinch can catch up and make the race exciting. And good luck, Sam, on the commentary.
Thanks, Larvitar. So I'll be on with you guys alone for now. So it's unfortunate how Grinch is so much behind because of those unfortunate situations he has had. Ted in a Pinna Park, in Pinna Village 5, and having trouble with EYG. EYG is just, it's a very hard trick. It's a very hard trick, and it has a chance that you may not be able to get to secret itself before the platform disappears. The platform may disappear if it hits the carousel, the Yoshi carousel mushroom thing, and then you have to just restart and do it again. Oh, Tofu is having a little bit trouble because the wind is actually hitting him, so he has to go for the backup climb up, backup wall clips, wall jumps here. Grinch starting with Rico 1. And here's a Rico 4 secret. It's one of the toughest one, I would say, with Noki 6 secret. Well, to be honest, every secret without the blood is always tense to watch. Especially if you go for the fastest possible strats, which Tofu is doing currently. Oh no, Tofu! So what happened there, he was diving, but he didn't get the roll out in time, so he got to slide because of that platform, and you cannot do anything in that situation. The only thing he would have had done is just reduced his angle a little bit before he did the roll, before he did the dive there. Let's see if he's gonna do it again. That looks better, that looks better. Those moving platforms, pegs, I guess they're called, are always in the same cycle. So you don't have to worry about RNG in these secret areas at all. Grinch is starting to do blopperless race, but first he has to enter the blopper race without a blopper. Tofu is getting his rematch with a blopper. Unfortunately, nothing really different in that match, in that rematch. Just the same fight, just a little bit different that you have to get the nose a little bit further from himself to damage him. Grinch with really nice time for a blopperless race, I have to say. So during this time, there's like almost nothing important going on. I would say Tofu is gonna start with Rico 6. I may be telling about a little bit of version differences. Both of the runners are on Japanese version, whereas that for some reason, when you go back to Delfino Plaza, it loads like 12 frames faster compared to English versions. It's been speculated that the reason for that is because Delfino Plaza is missing fruits, or it's because it's playing the music a little bit later. But there's actually a lot of version differences for Super Mario Sunshine. Some are significant, some are not. One of the differences will be that in English versions, when you get a shine, it just says shine, and in Japanese version it says shine get, which makes really much sense, I have to say. You get a shine and it just says shine get. But I'll tell about more of the version differences a little bit later, while we see Tofu doing Rico 6, the red coins. This can be a hard shine if you're playing the first time ever. because as a kid, especially for me, I had trouble to get that shine there after Blobber Lace. After getting it shine up there. It was hard to get that shine. But of course, oh no, Grinch! He dived the wrong direction, didn't enter the secret. Oh, he hovered a little bit too early there. You cannot hover infinitely with a hover nozzle. There's a set timer you have for it. So Tofu is gonna be done with Rico Harbor, just needs to get Shadow Mario, which is not a problem for him because of that nice quick kill. And it's actually one of the easiest quick kills you can have for Shadow Mario. Grinch going through Rico 4. And he's going a little bit safer by going left side for that spin jump dive. Very nicely done. So in the beginning of the run, both of the runners kept finishing Bianco Hills because it's a little bit faster to do it later. But the reason for that you do Bianco 2, then Bianco 3, then you open Rico Harbor is because of that skip you saw in the beginning of the run. If you remember that you open Rico Harbor, and when the cutscene is about to start, you enter back to Bianco Hills, which saves time. And one of the reasons which is really nice to go back to Bianco Hills and do Bianco Hills 4 and 5 is because of Bianco 5 Shine BD Piranha, because it has RNG and it's in the middle of the run. Dealing with an RNG is something you don't want to do as a runner. Tofu entering 30 Lake Secret. Just 2 hard jumps and that's the secret pretty much. Platforms are in a cycle, no need to worry about RNG. Oh, what a bonk. That will make the cycle a little bit different, so... Oh, what a spin jump there. If you're spin jumping against the wall, you're not gonna grab the ledge at all. So now the platforms are a little bit different than he's probably used to, so he has to improvise the movement here at the end. Grinch finishing Blobber rematch in Rico. And let's see what's the movement Tofu is doing. It's always so scary because when you're not used to these kind of cycles, you just have to improvise and do some jump dives like that. Oh, very nicely done. After Bianco Hills, it's only 2 stages left for Tofu, Sirena Beach and Noki Bay. Grinch is taking, I think, one of the older routes for these red coins. Meanwhile, Tofu was taking the newer or the current route everybody is using. The difference is almost nothing, maybe a second or 2, if any really. A good quick kill by Tofu, getting Shadow Mario before that water fountain, I guess. So right now Tofu needs to get Yoshi from Shadow Mario so he can enter Sirena Beach. Sirena Beach entrance is blocked by the pineapple. You can actually enter Sirena Beach before even having Yoshi, but it's really hard and it's not useful because when you come back from Sirena Beach, the pineapple is always gonna be there. So you have to do the setup every time if you want to go there early. And Tofu is starting with one of the hardest part of the runs when you're in a almost in the end game. Manta Ray. Manta is like, by starting a fight with Manta, you manipulate him to go away from you by getting on top of the hood. It's weird how it works, that getting on top of the tree or hood makes that Manta is gonna go away from you. Then you start splitting them, then you position yourself to start splitting them even more, and when you have split them to all the way to purples, they're gonna start coming at you. Then it's just one. Hello, who is there?
It's me, Nurgish. I'm a replacement for Larvitar for the rest of the run.
Hello, welcome.
I'm sorry for the sudden arrival.
It's alright. So it seems like Tofu got a decent splitting with these pandas. When they turn purple, they're gonna come attack you immediately. When they're in the smallest forms, they will just start going away from you because they don't like Mario, I guess. When they change color, they're really angry, I assume.
Yeah.
This seems to be a little bit rough RNG he has been getting for Tofu. And that's when spam spraying becomes very useful.
Yeah, to get an optimal Manta, you have to get everyone or every single one to the smallest size to make them aggro against you, and then you can finish the job pretty quickly. We see Grinch getting into Bianco 6 here, which has some fun movement.
It has just 2 hearts jumps, and that's the secret.
See if he gets for the goes for the. No, he goes for German threats. So, how's the race been so far?
Grinch has unfortunately taken a death in Pianta Village 5 secret and having trouble with EYG. Then Tofu took a death in Rico Harbor 4. Otherwise, this would have been a really close race without those mistakes from both of the runners. Otherwise, they have been really solid with their movement overall.
Yeah. Especially on the secret, holy crap. Grinch doing a beautiful job on the secret of Bianco 6. Also, Tofu doing a nice entrance into the Serena 2.
That is always nice to see. Bouncing off from the pink poo.
Oh yeah. RNG of the RNG of the spawn where the pink boo spawn can screw that up, but
it's a small factor there, but it can happen that you may not get the bounce, or you may hit the red poo there before you actually get to bounce on the poo.
Also, for getting a nice momentum spin onto the sand blocks.
Very nicely done. It can be scary if you don't get it. You have no backup for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's very scary. That cogwheel has ruined a lot of runs for people.
So Grinch is done with Bianco Hills and getting a decent kill on Shadow Mario to get his Yoshi. Yoshi always wants banana, and there's a banana on a tree right next to you. It's really convenient.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, has trouble entered the pipe. When you're on the Yoshi, the hitboxes of your character is a little bit strange, I guess. Or will it be a pipe that has the strange hitboxes?
The hitboxes overall are very sketchy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Especially the signs.
So Tofu going for... Oh, don't drop it all the way down, man. So he's gonna use this banana and do the skip called banana split. You normally need to get a pineapple to get a Yoshi, and use that Yoshi to get on top of the roof. What is that called? Ceiling, I guess. And
ceiling,
yeah. Eat one of the poos and get to that shine.
Oh yeah, the normal shine is weird and very not clear of what you have to do. But we don't like that level, so we skip it. By clipping with a banana.
Grinch getting a good splitting. He just needs to find that one more. Where is it?
There it is. Okay, nice.
Sirena Beach used to have a lot of RNG, but fortunately there's a skip you can do in the casino part. Normally you would have to hit the slot machines and open up to secret, but because of these glitches you can actually skip everything. Oh, he's having a little bit trouble. He's just in a little bit in a wrong spot to hit the ball, but he gets it.
Yeah, but that skip you saw there is when you... there's a ledge you can grab at the top there, and you can sidestep through the invisible barrier.
You cannot normally run past it, so you have to sidestep, like Knickers said?
Maybe? He goes on. Yeah, he goes for the momentum spin jump, nice.
It's the same idea, like in a Sirena 2. Just a little bit different, that you are doing it from the running animation.
It's easier too, if you ask most people.
I gonna have to disagree.
Okay. I think it's easier because the cogwheel you have on Sirena 2 is so small.
I would say it's because that you have to rotate the control stick in a specific speed. So you can't hit the spin jump. That's just my opinion on it. I personally never go for those because, especially in a race, I never go because the tape is not good.
Yeah, you gotta have a consistent run. And that can be very inconsistent if you're not very used to it.
Yes, you have to be really comfortable and not hesitate for not going for it. So Tofu is starting with, well, the RNG boss of this game, if I may say, Gimpu.
Yep.
So what is Gimpu? What he does?
Oh, well, he has 5 cycles. No, what am I saying? He has. You're gonna have to hit the boo with the fruit 3 times, and the perfect cycle is fruit ? Fruit ? Fruit. And that's like perfect RNG. The little in between cycle is needed. But if they get a like extra cycle, they can lose some time. I don't know exactly what that is on. But
an extra cycle is about 6-7 seconds. We missed that Grinch took a dead in a Sirena 2. Unfortunate.
He's going for safe strats now.
I don't blame him.
Me neither.
So Gimpu, he's not being nice for Tofu, it seems like. I think he has already got like 3 extra cycles.
That's fun. Yeah, okay, gets the fruit.
So basically after hitting him with a fruit, he's always gonna give you something, so it's probably either bubbles or enemies. You have to cancel those out after he has spawned them, so the game thinks that Gimpu already spawned them, so he starts to give you fruits again, or just an extra cycle. He gave him bubbles, so we'll see what RNG he's gonna give him now. Hopefully fruits. No, that's another extra cycle.
Oh, that's bad.
When you notice it's an extra cycle, you can cancel it immediately by going underneath Gimpu. I think he got 4 or 5 extra cycles there. That is another good luck, because it's actually common to get no extra cycles or 1 or 2 extra cycles.
Yeah, King Boo in that regard can be a real run killer. But he's finished with it now, and he hasn't really fallen behind. So I think he's pretty safe. Also, GrinchSMB doing the banana split. First try. Nice.
Nicely done.
So after King Boo, we have the Scrubbing Serena Beach level, and there's a difference between the Japanese and the English and PAL version there, which you can explain that if you want to, Samurai Man.
Yes, there's a lot. That's one of the version differences. So Chirana Beach is kind of feared in Japanese version that you have to spray a lot of goop out of there, like almost everything. And there's like a kind of feared mechanic in this version that when you spray a group, a nearby group might be invisible, so you may not see that there's still a group left. So runners have to be really careful when they go through the stage, that they have to spam spray almost everywhere, or have the certain movement what they have learned or practiced, that they spray everywhere and they actually manage to not lose too much time because of the version difference. For English versions, they have much easier time with that. Oh, and Tofu actually getting a really good time for Japanese version.
Oh yeah.
221.
It's really weird how the goop works with the graphics and the actual goop hitbox having different properties.
Yes.
Someone is asking for froidtofu's PB.
That is a good question, because I don't know myself. It's not in a speedrun.com website.
That's because his name on speedrun.com is Hiyayako. Yeah.
So, Japanese runner, he's...
Yeah, let's see here. Where... I can't find it. Hiyayako, let's see here. His time is 1:17 on 25th place. 1:17.26.
Flat 117?
Yep. No, 26. 26, sorry.
Ah, 26.
On 27th place.
3 seconds faster than me. Ooh.
Hey, he's a really good runner.
Yeah, he's a good runner.
He has. I checked out some of his individual levels, and those strats are amazing.
Yeah, from the chat, I was looking at the chat that they were mentioning about IL strats from that runner, and I'm sure it was a Tofu they mentioned.
He has an amazing Rico. I highly recommend checking that out on Yayako's profile.
I may as well. So Tofu is starting with Noki Bay, and Noki Bay, my favorite stage in a speedrun, I would say, because it has the least amount of RNG. It's only movement.
Yeah, and it's some really fun movement too. It's hard, so it takes a lot of practice, but when you get it down, it's really satisfying.
Definitely. That is a nice movement for Tofu. So if he managed to get the earliest possible cycle, he would have saved a little bit of time there by getting to that mole faster there. But it requires to be really fast with your movement there and not have a single error. That mini boss there is always in a cycle, not RNG.
Also, the next level after Noki 1 is really fun too. It has some nice movement, and you will see a fun glitch called the spring glitch, I think.
Yes, just clipping through the ball by using a spring hitboxes to push you through the ball.
It's not too hard to do either, so I do recommend doing it at home for fun, you know, showing off some tricks with your friends. Show off, you know.
But make sure you don't die after that, because it can happen.
Yeah, make sure to hover for a bit. Don't do the instant dive like most runners.
Yes, if you do an instant dive, if you don't manage to get an instant dive after the clip, it may happen that you don't make it all the way to shine. Oh, the missing that spring there with the water because of water slide. So here he got to the corner, And for that to happen and actually get it consistently, you want to make sure Mario is actually running towards the corner. So you just rotate your control stick a little bit up left, then just more to right when he starts running. Then you throw off the spring and you clip through.
Yeah, while you place down the spring, you will run through it, and then the hitbox of the spring will push you through the wall, and you will then later collect the shine and win. Really fun level, if you ask me.
Indeed. So Tofu is in a shine that basically is a sort of tutorial for an upcoming shine. A boss fight underwater. Really soon.
Yeah, this level coming up on froidtofu's screen is usually considered to be a very boring level. Because it's so slow. And the underwater controls are weird. It's kind of like tank controls. GrinchSMB finishing up what am I saying? Serena 6 to then go over to Shadow Mario and then continue to Noki.
Grinch is almost done with Serena Peach. Tofu starting with Noki Bay War.
Yeah. Noki Bay 4 is the eel, right? Yeah.
Yes, a boss fight underwater.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Oh, I think it's fun.
You do?
Yeah, it's actually fun to do the fastest possible fight for it. I'm fairly sure he's gonna go for the 6-tooth strat, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So basically, Eel is like the boss fight that you have to clip every teeth, so you beat him. And to start the fight, you spray the middle teeth first. Then you start off hitting the gold tooth. If you go for the fastest cycle, which is 6 tooth, before he starts to annihilate, if I said it correctly. Then, before he annihilates, you get the 6th tooth, and from there you force him to close the mouth because you go a little bit too deep inside the mouth. Let's see how he's doing it. He's spraying the gold tooth now, so he sprays the 6th tooth, and from here he forces the close the mouth, spray the 7th tooth, and from here he set up himself for a cutscene skip by getting a hit by a tooth because getting hit by the tooth takes damage, and when you have taken damage, you have visibility frames on, and that can make a cutscene skip. It may have happened to people playing casually, randomly, because of those invisibility frames.
Yeah. So the whole fight is usually just manipulating the RNG of the eel, or the AI of the eel, by forcing it to close its mouth, flying out so it doesn't go down into its hole again.
Yeah, actually eel doesn't have too much of RNG. It's just up to you to know what to do. You have to force him to close the mouth, and if he goes underground, it's probably because you close the mouth too much, or you get eaten by him, or I cannot remember the one way that closing the mouth more than 3 times probably forces him to go underwater, but well, I cannot remember exactly or know everything about Eel because he's a really complex boss fight to understand, actually.
Yeah.
More complex than a King Boo.
Yeah, King Boo is just praying to RNGesus.
Pretty much. There is maybe a little bit of RNG, especially that is RNG which clock is he spinning clockwise or counterclockwise in the beginning. That can make you decide which way you have to start from. if you go for a 6-tooth strat. Other than that, I don't think Eel has that much of RNG.
I guess the bubbles that spawn are RNG, maybe?
Bubbles are always coming out in the same order, actually.
Oh, okay. That I didn't know.
Eel is a complex boss fight, I'll tell you. He's really weird to understand sometimes, how he works.
Okay. See here. froidtofu going into Shoki 6, everyone's favorite level. Look at that. So yeah, Noki 6 is a pretty hard it's a very hard secret level at the end of the run, which has been a run killer for a lot of people since it's right before it's 2 levels before Corona, and it is very difficult.
Oh boy, Noki 6.
Yep.
Very hard secret. You have to climb to shine there, and every movement here is pretty precise. And
Yeah.
just like every secret, it has a cycle. There's a green peg cycle you can get on, but unfortunately Tofu didn't get the movement, so he has to do the improvised movement now.
Yeah, the green cycle is really hard to get to, so okay. But he still gets a very solid secret.
Very solid.
So no choke on this one. Okay, GrinchSMB is now going to go into the eel himself. Let's see how it goes for him. I'm guessing he's gonna go for 5-tooth. But we never know.
We'll never know. It can be 5-tooth if you're just not fast enough for getting the 6-tooth. So basically, to get the 6-tooth, you actually have to be fast for spraying every teeth there in the middle, then getting the corner tooth, gold tooth, which is the 5th, then the 6th one, before he starts closing his mouth.
The 6-tooth is actually really precise and hard of what I've heard. So I don't think we should expect everyone to get that.
Yeah, it's not a shame to get a 5-tooth, it's still a fast fight, regardless. Most of the new runners are starting with 4-tooth, spraying everything in the middle, then they spray the corner teeth. One by one. You cannot spray two tooth when after he has closed his mouth. You can only spray one. So Tofu already beat all of the Shadow Marios. That forces Delphino to get flooded and open Corona Mountain.
And Corona Mountain, for those of you who don't know, it's the last level before the Bowser fight. And when he's done with this level and has defeated Bowser, the run is done for him.
Ooh, he's gonna go for the fast Corona? Am I seeing that?
I think so.
Oh, he didn't get that. He didn't get the water there, so he cannot do the fast Corona anymore. So he's going for the just to improvise the movement a little bit.
Yeah. Now the boat is coming up. Let's see if he goes for the speed. Yeah, he is.
Oh, pretty sure every runner is gonna go for a speed boat nowadays.
Yeah, when you learn it, it's pretty much easier than the normal one.
So here, you probably noticed what he's doing with the rocket nozzle. Do you want to explain this?
Yeah, he's using a glitch called infinite rocket storage, which you cancel the momentum where you get shot up to store it when you're still on the ground, and by canceling these rocket shoot-ups, the momentum gets stored, and when you sidestep of the platform, you keep the momentum, and then all of it will be released when you sidestep off of it, and then that will cause you to shoot up right up into the air, and usually 2 rockets are enough to to skip all the clouds?
Yes, 2 is always enough. Sometimes there can be a case that you cancel the animation a little bit too fast or early, I think. Then you get a half storage, and that is not enough to get it up there, so you will have to rocket launch yourself just one time after you have launched yourself off from the ground, which can be a bit backup.
I actually saw a video that explained this, and I don't think the half storage is a thing, because you need to reset the rocket nozzle by walking forwards a bit to reset the downward momentum to 0.
So Tofu finishes with a time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, 32 seconds, and I think they were racing in SRL, so I'm not sure what was the SRL time. But congrats on froidtofu for winning a race.
Yeah. I think that's above average for the tournament. Of what I've seen so far, so it's good.
Most of the runners so far in the tournament has been getting those 120s and upper than that.
Yeah, even runners that have like 115th and such times, but I mean the pressure of the race can screw up some things for most people. Here, Grinch is gonna go in to play Shoki 6, I think, yeah. Let's see if he gets first try on this one, just as froidtofu. Still very hard to do. Both of them are going for the same strats.
Entering the Noki Play Secret, that's one of the newest, well, not that new anymore, but faster way to enter the secret.
Yeah, most people go up from the side. It's kind of hard to explain when you don't really see it on screen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. He's having a little bit of trouble to get up. Okay, he fixes that with a spin jump. And nice. Let's see if he gets a good Noki 6 here. That spin dive there is really precise and scary. Oh no. He survives. Oh man. This is really scary. Oh no!
Oh, he wants to reset the cycle. I think he wants to go with the cycle he knows.
Oh, okay. And he gets the extra life to make sure he doesn't die too much.
Yes,
or gets the game over.
That nail there is always gonna give you a 1-up.
I think almost every secret has a nail in the beginning that gives you a 1-up.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Now he's in a scary situation. If he dies now, it's a game over for him.
Yeah, I think he should go for the safe strats now instead of trying to get that blue cycle. Because even if you don't get green cycle, blue cycle is still very hard to get and to execute. But he doesn't get the extra life, so...
Oh, that ground pounder!
My god! This guy is giving me heart attacks.
Giving you more, I think.
Oh man.
I'm just sitting here knowing that, oh, I've seen that before. Then you're probably never seen that before, I think. That ground pound.
Yeah, no, I've seen the ground pound before. It usually works out. Of what I've seen. Okay, getting the roll out.
You're so...
Oh my...
He saved himself! If he didn't do that Y turn there, he would have died.
Oh man, these saves.
How many heart attacks there has been in a chat so far?
Press 1 in the chat if you got a heart attack. Press 2 in the chat if you're already in the hospital. Oh my god!
Press 3 if it's too late for you now. Grinch, please. Please finish the run at least. You're getting to Corona Mountain.
Corona Mountain can... I mean, that level is not too easy either, so...
There is a 1-up in the beginning, but if he doesn't get that...
We've gotten 69s and 420s. Wow. I wonder how bad that is. Okay.
So the Mario also have a quick kill. Ooh!
Oh my god! Oh no.
If he managed to get the auto spam spray there, he would have beat him already before he starts climbing up. But there's a version difference for that. European version especially, Shadow Mario stops there for a really long time in those checkpoints. Meanwhile, Japanese and NTSC U versions are like, whatever. Then Shadow Mario just climbs up.
Yeah. Okay, now going into Corona. See if, how this goes for him. Pray for Grinch.
Please, Grinch, take that one up, please. Okay, he's going for the saver strat, so he's getting that.
Oh no! Why didn't you take the one?
You're not taking it, dude. Giving us heart attack. If you die here, it's game over, dude.
I think this guy is suicidal.
I'm pretty sure he knows already. I feel like he knows it.
Coming up here.
I'm pretty sure he's already know. He has lost the race.
Yeah.
At this point, if they're very natural.
He gets a nice Corona though. Nice.
The water's great, hey, Junior?
Let's hope for the goop not to kill him.
Come on in, Mama Peach.
The green water can really be annoying during this fight and
Yeah.
have killed a lot of runners before.
The bounce from the group is RNG after you ground pound on one of those platforms. Especially on third and fourth hit, that can really hit you because how those launch. The first and second are like they're not launching out at all, almost. Or that can happen.
As you
No!
see there, that's the goop.
No! No!
Oh, poor guy.
Poor.
Game over.
Oh. He didn't save before this, so we all know where he's gonna start from.
Yeah, that's the end of the race. Unless he wanna replay the game from the start.
Oh, please.
Well, I guess that's enough. Is there anyone who wanna get interviewed? You'll ping him in the Discord, right?
I'm doing correctly. Currently.
Nice.
So the race started very synced for both of the runners, but then it started to go a little bit downhill for Grinch, and unfortunately taking that 10.
Yeah, both of them had a really good early game of what I saw.
Yes.
Let's see here if any of them replies. But how are you doing, Samurai Man?
I'm doing great on this Saturday morning or day, depending where do you guys live.
seems GrinchSMB isn't going to interview, which is too bad.
I don't blame him after that.
Yeah.
And I think Tofu, who's a Japanese runner, I may assume he's also passing because not knowing English.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Maybe he surprises us.
Yeah, maybe he comes in with the perfect English. We never know.
That would be amazing. Because
But he
knowing,
doesn't seem to reply, so...
so far as far as I know, for Japanese community, nobody in a Japanese community for sunshine runners are like really fluent with English. But there is runners who they know English, but they cannot talk it in a voice. They know it.
Yeah.
It's a language barrier that the community has had for years for sunshine.
Oh, froidtofu is typing. That's exciting. Let's see what he says. But otherwise, it's been fun doing commentary with you.
It was fun to commentate this race, especially the end with you.
Yeah. Also, I'm to chat. I'm sorry for a little commentary mix-up. I was actually going to do this commentary by myself, but I've been having neck problems, so I couldn't really be here for the beginning.
It's alright, it can happen. So Protofu also passes out with this commentary, so that will be the race, guys.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm Nergish, and yeah, I've been commentating with Samurai Man. It's been a lot of fun.
Been a lot of fun.
It's been an honor for me to commentate with an old Sunshine legend.
The legend, the living legend still. So, what I would say, Froidtofu, congratulations on winning. You're gonna move on to bracket, and Grinch is gonna be fighting on that bracket place in a losers round against, let me check it, against the winner of Gomiak or MD Mason X5. He's gonna be waiting there for his opponent. That was from Group Q.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see the brackets, I can send them in chat. I can also send that's the racers links and or their Twitch accounts, and these are the commentaries Twitch accounts. Thank you all for watching. I'll go off now. Bye bye.
Yes, follow the runners, follow us commentators. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament and free stream of this. I was Summerman and I'll be out. See ya, guys.